Inside every one of us, there exists a force, a power so extraordinary that it could move mountains, change lives, and shape the course of history. It's not something external. It's not given by someone else. It's something born within you, the fire within. This fire is your passion, your drive, your purpose. It's what makes you unique, what makes you powerful. Yet for so many, this fire remains dormant, hidden beneath layers of doubt, fear, and excuses. We all start with that spark. Think back to your childhood when the world seemed limitless and every dream felt possible. That was your fire, but over time, society stepped in. It told you to sit still, to play it safe, to color inside the lines. You learned to conform, to meet expectations, to quiet that voice inside you that whispered you're meant for more, and slowly that fire began to dim. The question isn't whether you have the fire, it's whether you'll choose to ignite it. Because here's the truth, that fire never goes out. It's always there, waiting for you to stoke it, to feed it, to unleash its full power. But let me warn you, igniting your fire is not for the faint of heart. It requires courage. It requires you to step away from the crowd, to leave behind the comfort of mediocrity, and to embrace the heat of the unknown. That's the price of greatness. The question is, are you willing to pay it? To ignite your fire, you first have to recognize what's been smothering it. Is it fear? Fear of failure? Fear of judgment? Fear of success? Or is it doubt? That insidious voice in your head that says, who do you think you are? Maybe it's the endless distractions, the social media scroll, the numbing routines, the toxic relationships. These are the wet blankets that suffocate your flame. The moment you identify them, you take back your power. Because when you know what's been holding you back, you can finally break free. You can finally make the decision to say, enough of living small. Enough of playing it safe. Enough of letting the world dictate your worth. But it's not enough to simply want to ignite your fire. You have to fuel it. And fuel comes from action. It comes from getting out of your head and into your life. It comes from doing the things that scare you, the things that challenge you, the things that force you to grow. The fire within you doesn't need approval. It doesn't need permission. It doesn't care about the opinions of others. It only needs one thing, your belief. Belief that you are capable of more. Belief that you are worthy of the life you dream of. Belief that no matter what has happened in your past, your future is yours to create. Here's the beautiful thing about fire. When it's ignited, it spreads, it inspires, it lights up not only your life, but the lives of everyone around you. Your fire becomes a beacon, a source of hope, a reminder of what's possible. The world doesn't need more people who settle. It needs people who burn so brightly that they challenge the status quo, who refuse to dim their light for the sake of fitting in. And that starts with you. That starts with a choice to stop letting your potential go untapped, to stop letting your fire remain hidden. Feed your fire with purpose. Feed it with discipline. Feed it with an unrelenting commitment to becoming the person you know you were born to be. Because when your fire is fully ignited, there's nothing you can't achieve. How many of you have ever found yourself waiting for the right time? Waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect conditions, the perfect set of circumstances to start living your dreams, waiting for someone to tell you that you're ready, that you deserve it, that you're good enough. Here's the harsh truth: that moment will never come unless you make it. The perfect conditions you're waiting for, they don't exist. The right time, it's right now. And the only person who can grant you permission to live the life you're meant to live is you. So why do we wait? Why do we hold ourselves back? It's easy to blame it on fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of judgment. But fear is just a story we tell ourselves. It's a lie. It's a voice that whispers you're not ready. You're not good enough. What if it doesn't work? But ask yourself, what if it does work? What if instead of waiting for permission, you take action now despite the fear? What if you start today? Not because everything is perfect, but because you know that waiting is only keeping you further away from your dreams. Too many people spend their entire lives waiting for someone else to give them the green light. But you are the driver of your own life. You're the one who gets to choose which road you take, which path you follow, and which direction you go. You don't need anyone's approval to start. You don't need someone to hand you a certificate saying, now you're ready right now. Waiting for permission is a trap. It's a prison of your own making. Every time you delay, you're telling yourself that you're not worthy of living the life you've always dreamed of. Every moment you wait is a moment you could be creating, building, achieving. Think about the most successful people in the world, the ones who have made the biggest impact. Did they wait for someone to tell them now is the time? No, They decided in the face of doubt, in the face of fear, in the face of uncertainty, that they would move forward anyway. They understood that the secret to success wasn't about waiting for everything to align perfectly. It was about taking the first step, no matter how uncertain the road ahead seemed. You can't live your life waiting for someone else to give you the green light. You can't live your life hoping that one day you'll be given permission to follow your passion, to chase your dreams, to take risks. You are the permission. When you stop waiting, you take ownership of your life. You stop allowing external circumstances to dictate your destiny. You stop making excuses for why you can't start now. And most importantly, you stop giving your power away to things you can't control. Your dreams are not on hold. They are waiting for you to step up and claim them. But claiming them requires you to take bold, decisive action. It requires you to believe with every ounce of your being that you are worthy of everything you want. You don't need someone's blessing to move forward. You don't need anyone's approval to create the life you want. In fact, the more you wait, the more you allow doubt and fear to take root. The more you listen to the voice that says, not yet, the less likely you are to ever move at all. You're putting your life on pause, waiting for the perfect moment, and the truth is, there will never be a perfect moment. The only perfect moment is the one you create. The world needs people who are willing to take the leap, who are willing to step out of the shadows and go after what they want, despite the fear, despite the doubt. The world needs people who stop asking for permission to live and start living like they were born to. Stop waiting for the approval of others. Stop waiting for someone to tell you, now is the time, now is your time. And when you finally decide to take that first step, you'll realize that the only thing holding you back was the belief that you needed someone else's permission. But now you know you've always had it within you. Comfort is a trap. It's insidious. It lures you in, offering safety, familiarity, and ease. It feels good. It feels secure. It promises you that you can rest, that you can breathe easy, that you don't need to fight. But here's the truth: comfort is the silent killer of potential. It is the greatest enemy to growth. Think about it. The moment you decide to settle into your comfort zone, you're telling yourself that where you are right now is as far as you'll go. You're saying that the pain of growth, the struggle of challenge, the fear of failure is not worth the potential reward. Comfort tells you it's fine. Just stay where you are. Don't push too hard. Don't risk too much. But let me ask you this: has anyone ever created something extraordinary by playing it safe? Has anyone ever built an empire, achieved greatness, or made a lasting impact by choosing comfort over challenge? The answer is no. Comfort may bring temporary peace, but it will never bring lasting success. When you live in comfort, you stop expanding. You stop learning. You stop evolving. You stay in the same place, doing the same things with the same people. And while it may feel good in the moment, deep down, you know that something is missing. There's an ache in your soul that whispers there's more for you. You're capable of so much more. But here's the problem: you're too comfortable to listen. You're too comfortable to move. And the longer you stay in this state, the more difficult it becomes to break free. The longer you stay in your comfort zone, the more ingrained it becomes in your routine. It becomes your identity. Breaking the chains of comfort requires you to get uncomfortable, to choose discomfort over ease. And discomfort doesn't always look like pain. It looks like taking risks. It looks like saying no to the things that hold you back, even when they feel good. It means stepping into the unknown, where you're unsure, where you're vulnerable, where you can fail. But here's the kicker: it's in those moments of discomfort where true growth happens. Think about the moments in your life when you've grown the most. I'm willing to bet they were the moments that scared you. The moments where you had no idea what was going to happen next, but you decided to act anyway. Whether it was starting a new job, moving to a new city, beginning a new relationship, or facing a fear you'd been avoiding for years, those were the moments that shaped you. Those were the moments that expanded you. When you break free from comfort, you open yourself up to new possibilities. You begin to challenge the limits you've placed on yourself. You start to see the world through a different lens, one that's not confined by fear, doubt, or predictability. You begin to realize that the comfort zone you've been living in isn't a sanctuary, it's a cage. It's a place where you're safe, but it's also a place where your dreams go to die. To break the chains of comfort, you must first identify the chains. What are the things in your life that are keeping you stuck? Is it your fear of failure? Your lack of confidence? Your reliance on the opinions of others? Is it the toxic habits that keep you in a cycle of mediocrity? Once you identify these chains, you can begin to break them. You start by taking small actions that push you out of your comfort zone. It could be speaking up when you normally stay silent, taking on a project that seems too big, or confronting a difficult truth about yourself. These small acts of courage are the keys to unlocking the door to your true potential. The more you break free from comfort, the more you will see that life begins to shift. Opportunities begin to open up. Your confidence grows. You start to believe that you are capable of handling the unknown, of thriving in uncertainty. And you realize that discomfort isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace. When you break the chains of comfort, you set yourself free. You create a life filled with excitement, passion, and purpose. You open yourself up to new experiences, new challenges, and new victories. You start living life on your terms instead of waiting for permission or approval. You no longer allow comfort to dictate your actions. Instead, you choose discomfort because you know that it's the only path to true greatness. In a world full of distractions, focus has become a rare commodity. We live in an age where everything is competing for our attention. Every phone notification, every email, every social media alert, it's all designed to pull us away from what matters most. The world wants you scattered, unfocused, fragmented. It wants you to live in a constant state of reaction, hopping from one thing to the next, never really committing to anything for long enough to see results. But here's the truth: success is not built on being busy. It's not built on juggling multiple tasks at once or running in circles, reacting to the demands of the moment. Success is built on focus, the ability to direct your energy, your time, and your mind toward what truly matters. And to do this, you must cultivate relentless focus. Relentless focus means saying no to the noise. It means shutting out the distractions, tuning out the irrelevant, and dedicating yourself wholeheartedly to one thing at a time. It's about going deep, not wide. It's about putting in the time and energy to master one thing, to become excellent at one thing, and to follow that path until it leads to success. The problem is that most people think focus is a natural skill, something that comes easily. But the reality is, focus is a discipline. It's something you have to work at. It requires training your mind to stay on task, even when the world is pulling you in 1,000 different directions. It means making intentional choices every single day to protect your time and energy from the things that don't align with your goals. Let's talk about the kind of focus that changes lives, the kind of focus that separates the dreamers from the doers. Imagine a laser beam. A laser is powerful not because it's big, but because it's concentrated. When you focus your energy like that, you become unstoppable. You break through barriers. You achieve things that others only dream of. But this doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you make focus a priority, when you take control of your environment and stop letting distractions control you. It's about setting clear goals, breaking them down into actionable steps, and committing to those steps every single day. It's about eliminating the things that don't move you forward, no matter how tempting they might seem in the moment. Think about the most successful people in the world. Do they juggle a million things at once? Are they constantly bouncing between projects, never fully investing in any of them? No, they are relentless in their focus. They know what they want, and they dedicate themselves to achieving it step by step, day by day. They don't waste time on things that don't matter. They protect their focus like their life depends on it, because in many ways it does. The power of focus is that it creates momentum. When you stay focused on a task, you build energy around it. Each small step leads to the next, and before you know it, you're on a roll. But when you're distracted, every interruption pulls you out of that flow. You lose the momentum, and it takes longer to get back into the groove. Momentum is the secret weapon of those who succeed. It's what propels them forward, making the work feel almost effortless. But momentum doesn't come from being scattered. It comes from being locked in, from maintaining consistent focus over time. Another aspect of focus is the ability to block out the noise from others. People will tell you what you should be doing, how you should be doing it, and what's possible for you. But their opinions don't matter. The only thing that matters is the path you choose and the focus you bring to it. When you're focused, you stop caring about the opinions and judgments of others. You become laser focused on your vision, and nothing, not the doubters, not the critics, not the distractions can pull you away from it. Focus is also about the ability to push through obstacles. When you're focused, challenges become stepping stones. You don't get derailed by setbacks. Instead, you view them as part of the process, as opportunities to learn and grow. When you lose focus, however, challenges feel like roadblocks. They overwhelm you. They make you question your ability to succeed. But when your focus is unshakable, you move through those challenges like they're nothing. You also need to recognize the importance of rest in the process of focus. Relentless focus doesn't mean burning yourself out. It means working hard, but also knowing when to step back, recharge, and recalibrate. You can't sustain focus if you're running on empty. The key is balance focus when you need to focus and rest when you need to rest. Your focus will only be as powerful as your ability to maintain your energy. The power of focus is transformative. It turns dreams into reality. It turns hard work into success. It turns small actions into massive results. But focus isn't something you can just wish for. It's something you have to train. You have to build it. And it starts with making a conscious decision to control your attention, to protect your time, and to commit to your vision no matter what. If you want to achieve anything worthwhile, you must be relentless. You must fight the distractions. You must protect your focus with everything you've got. Because when you master focus, you master your future. The world doesn't need more busy people. It needs focused people, people who understand that the key to success is not doing more, but doing less with absolute clarity and commitment. Failure is something that many people fear. It's something that can keep you stuck, paralyzed by doubt, and paralyzed by the possibility of not measuring up. But let me tell you, this failure is not the end. In fact, it's an essential part of your journey to success. You will never reach your true potential until you learn to embrace failure not as a setback, but as a stepping stone toward greatness. Too often, people try to avoid failure at all costs. They run from it, they cover it up, they pretend it didn't happen. But this is a mistake. Every time you hide from failure, you miss out on the lessons it brings. Failure is not the enemy, it's a teacher. It is the most honest reflection of where you need to improve, where you need to grow, and where you need to change. If you want to be successful, you have to be willing to fail, and you have to be willing to own those failures. Owning your failures doesn't mean accepting defeat. It doesn't mean giving up or resigning yourself to mediocrity. Owning your failures means acknowledging that you took a risk, that you tried, and that the outcome didn't go as planned. But it also means recognizing that failure is part of the process of growth. You can't succeed without failing, just like you can't learn without making mistakes. It's the way you respond to failure that determines your future success. When you own your failures, you take responsibility for them. You stop blaming others. You stop making excuses. You stop looking for external factors to explain why things didn't work out. Instead, you look inward. You ask yourself, what did I learn from this? What could I have done differently? How can I grow from this experience? Failure gives you the opportunity to reframe the way you think, to reassess your approach, and to pivot towards something even greater. But owning your failures is just the first step. The real power comes when you learn to claim your success. So many people work hard, they push through the pain, and they finally reach their goals only to feel like they don't truly deserve the success they've earned. This is the trap of self-doubt, the belief that success is a fluke, that it happened by chance, or that you somehow don't have the right to claim it. But let me tell you something, you have earned your success. Every sacrifice you made, every obstacle you overcame, every failure you learned from has brought you to this moment. Your success is not luck. It's the result of your hard work, your determination, your resilience. And the moment you own that success is the moment you truly step into your power. Too many people diminish their own achievements. They downplay their accomplishments. They avoid celebrating their wins, and they tell themselves that they don't deserve the recognition. But this mindset keeps you stuck in a cycle of insecurity and self-doubt. If you want to claim your success, you need to own it. Stand tall and take pride in everything you've done to get to where you are today. Claiming your success also means knowing that you are worthy of it. You've fought hard to get here. You've faced setbacks. You've had sleepless nights. You've sacrificed comfort for progress. You've put in the work. And now it's time to recognize that your success is a reflection of your effort and your commitment. Don't shy away from it. Don't diminish it. Own it. Celebrate it. But it doesn't stop there. Once you've claimed your success, you need to continue owning it as you move forward. Success isn't a destination, it's a continuous journey. It's not about reaching the top once and resting on your laurels. It's about keeping the momentum, continuing to push yourself and understanding that every success is a new starting point. The same way you owned your failures, you now own your future. Every new challenge is an opportunity to grow, to evolve, and to claim even more success. And when you own both your failures and your successes, you tap into a power that most people never will. You stop fearing the unknown because you know that failure is not the end, it's just another part of the process. You stop doubting your worthiness because you know that you've earned every ounce of success you have. You stop letting fear control your actions because you understand that the road to success is paved with both triumphs and setbacks. Owning your failures and claiming your success means that you are no longer a victim of your circumstances. You are the architect of your destiny. You are no longer afraid of failure because you know it's part of the journey. You are no longer afraid of success because you know you deserve it. You are no longer letting fear, doubt, or external factors dictate your path. When you own your failures and claim your success, you own your power. You recognize that everything you've been through, every high and low, has shaped you into the person you are today. And that person is unstoppable. You are ready for whatever comes next because you know that failure is just an opportunity for growth and success is a reflection of your dedication. So embrace your failures, learn from them, own them, and when success comes, claim it, celebrate it. And most importantly, keep moving forward with the unwavering belief that you are worthy of every success that comes your way. Every single person on this earth has a story. And every story has a beginning, a middle, and a direction it's headed toward. The truth is, many people are walking through life with a story that was written for them not by their own hand, but by circumstances, by the expectations of others, by the past they can't let go of. Many people have accepted a narrative that was handed to them, not realizing that they hold the pen. They've been told what they can and can't do. They've been shaped by their failures, their fears, their doubts, and the opinions of others. But here's the reality: your story is not fixed. Your story is not something that was written in stone. It's not something that is set in concrete. Your story is a living, breathing thing. And it's up to you whether you continue to write it as it is or whether you take control and rewrite it. The question is, do you have the courage to take that pen from the hands of your past and write your own future? Rewriting your story begins with taking ownership of your narrative. It starts with the understanding that you are the author of your life, and you have the power to change its direction at any given moment. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that the story you're living is unchangeable, that the choices you made in the past somehow define you forever. But let me tell you this, your past does not dictate your future. If you've made mistakes, it doesn't mean you are a failure. If you've faced setbacks, it doesn't mean you can't succeed. If you've suffered, it doesn't mean you're destined to live in pain. Every single experience you've had, good or bad, has been a lesson, each one offering you the opportunity to grow, to learn, to evolve. But those lessons don't have to remain as the defining chapters of your life. You have the power to shift the narrative. You have the courage to rewrite the story that has been holding you back. The first step in rewriting your story is choosing to believe that you can. So many people remain stuck in the narrative of their past because they don't believe they have the ability to change. They've accepted limitations imposed by society, by family, by fear. But when you shift your belief in yourself, you shift the entire trajectory of your life. It's no longer about what you've been through. It's about where you're going. It's about the person you are becoming. One of the biggest obstacles to rewriting your story is fear. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of judgment. But if you let fear control your story, your story's stuck forever. You'll never take the leap. You'll never make the change. You'll never do the thing that scares you. But here's the thing about fear, it's a liar. Fear will try to keep you in your comfort zone, in the place where nothing changes, where growth is impossible. Fear tells you that you can't. But the truth is you can. You can rewrite your story by choosing courage over comfort. Rewriting your story also requires you to forgive yourself. Too many people hold on to regret, shame, guilt, and resentment, and they allow these emotions to define their lives. They look back at mistakes they made and beat themselves up for them as though they are unforgivable. But here's what you need to understand: holding on to the past only weighs you down. It doesn't serve you. It doesn't help you move forward. If you want to rewrite your story, you have to free yourself from the burden of the past. You have to forgive yourself for the mistakes, the wrong turns, the failures, and understand that those things do not have to define who you are today or who you are becoming. Another crucial aspect of rewriting your story is choosing who you surround yourself with. Too often, people let others dictate their narrative. They listen to the voices of negativity, doubt, and fear from friends, family, or society, and they start to believe that they are limited by what others think. But in order to rewrite your story, you need to surround yourself with people who believe in your vision, who support your growth, and who encourage you to step into the person you're meant to be. You can't keep running the same script with the same people and expect a different outcome. You need to step into an environment that fosters the new chapter you're writing. Rewriting your story requires you to take action, consistent, relentless action. It's one thing to believe that you can change, it's another to actually do it. You can dream, you can plan, but without taking the steps to make it happen, you'll remain in the same place. Action is the key that unlocks the door to your new story. Even if you take small steps, even if you stumble and fall along the way, the act of moving forward, of continuing to push toward your goals, will create momentum. That momentum will propel you to places you never thought possible. Let me tell you something, the power to rewrite your story is not only about changing the chapters you've already lived, it's also about crafting the chapters yet to come. You may have gone through pain, heartache, loss, or struggle, but those chapters don't have to define your entire story. Your story is still being written. You still have the power to shape the narrative of your life. And when you embrace that power, you begin to realize that your story is not just about the struggles you faced, but about how you've overcome them. It's about who you're becoming through the process. The courage to rewrite your story is not about erasing your past, it's about reframing it. It's about taking everything you've been through and using it as fuel for the person you are now and the person you are becoming. It's about knowing that the ending is not written until you choose what the next chapter will be. If you've been feeling stuck, if you've been feeling like you're trapped in a story that doesn't serve you anymore, know this, you can rewrite it. You can start today. You can start right now. The power is in your hands. Your story is yours to write, and you are the only one who can decide how it ends.